Hi folks, it's Mark and me. We're out fishing in the Gulf again. We've come out quite a long way and we're having a few technical issues because we haven't really done this before. But we're right out in the middle ground and it's a beautiful day. It's just a stunner today. The wind's down, it's good tides, the moon's full. So it should be a good day for activity, but who knows. Got to have your binoculars. So we just stopped and we're having a look around the horizon. We're looking for some action, and so hopefully we'll see something soon and then we'll work towards that. But we've got a destination we're going to, so we're just heading for that, and then we'll do a drift fishing from there, but we might see something on the way and we'll change our mind. So that's the idea, but we're going to be out past Anchorite, so we're going quite a long way, but let's hope we have a good day. But remember your binoculars, they really help. We've arrived out more or less where we want to go, and we can see, keeping an eye out for boats on the horizon, because obviously a whole bunch of boats in one location means there's something going on there. They've done the looking for you, so we can see about 8-10 boats, and I've stopped back half a K and I'm just going to suss out if there's any bird activity around any particular boat. So that's where we would go. We'd go to where the action was, to Anchorite Rock, and it's beautifully calm. God, this looks great. And there's a few boats around here, often there is. So we're just looking for where maybe they've grouped up, but they tend to be around Anchorite. We were going to go a bit further north than there, but we'll check out here. There's a few little birds flying around, but no major action. So we'll just drift through them and see what's happening, and then we might go a little bit further out to where we really want to go and do a drift, so, and hope to get some bigger fish. So we'll do that first, see how we go. We're just cruising up on a bit of activity here. The shearwaters on the water, looking around, ducking their heads under, so might be worth a bit of a look around here. That's a little barrier off in the distance there. So we decided to stick a rod over because there's a little bit of activity around. So Mark's had his rod over and he's already had a little snapper. He uses bait, and it's good because he's a bait fisherman and I'm a lure fisherman. So we always have got to check on whether it's bait or whether it's a lure, you know, what's working today. So we'll let you know about all of that as we go along. So he uses these prawns here, which you can buy either cooked or fresh. They're about 15 bucks a kilo or something like that. Is that right, Mark? 15 bucks?
15 to 18, depending where you buy it.
Yeah, where from? Where do you get them from?
Pack and Save.
Pack and Save.
Probably the best value.
Yeah. So they're really good because the fish don't get them much and they fit the hooks really well. We use circle hooks. Try not to use beak hooks. They just can get down the throat or in the gills of the fish, and then much less chance of survival. So if you use a circle hook, there's a better chance that the fish is going to survive. So Mark's got a small fish, and we decided that seems like we've caught a few small fish here, so we don't really want to stay here because they're too small. What we do is when anything over about 30 meters deep, when we bring them up, we know they're small because you already know on the line. Once we get about 20 feet down, we just hover there and watch them and make sure they get rid of a lot of air, and they usually do. A lot of air comes out of them, and you just keep them going sort of up and down a little bit at that depth, and it usually they equalize, and then you bring them up and get the hook out, and then they're much more chance of survival because you get that pressure out of them. And so that's what we do. Yeah, as you can see, the fish is undersized, and so he's got a lot of air out of him, and so now we just put him gently back in the water, and then he's got a good chance of survival. Very good, Mark. Well, the fish are too small here, so we're just going to head out a bit further and go to our spot. But yeah, for now it's a waste of time. The fish are too small. It's only hurting those fish, and we want some bigger specimens we can keep, so we'll move off. The line down and we're already hooked up. What I've got actually is a gurnard, so here he is. Nice fish, such a beautiful fish. Caught him on a slider. It's a slider that I made myself. and I'll have a video later on how to make that, but there it is there. Just muck around with different techniques and graphics and stuff, but does the business. It's a bit like Rastaman, but doing the same job, and it's worked, so that's good. So we just a bit of prospecting, and obviously there's some gurnard around, so we'll just keep going. Okay.
Is he barking? Gonna put him back?
Yeah, we're gonna put him back. Such a beautiful fish that here he goes. Look at that, fantastic, beautiful looking fish.
You're not barking at me normally.
No bark. There you go. I'm a soft bait, but he got off. However, I just got a nice penny on my slider.
Oh, cool.
So that's good, but I better check out my soft bait. So here's the shark, Marco, right at the back of the boat. Little Marco, 3-4 feet. Oh, look at that. Whoa! Hey, leave my line alone, mate. Whoa, look at that. Nice fish.
Beautiful, huh?
Beautiful. Can you actually see him? He's coming back still. We should throw a little bit over for him to eat. There he is. Look at that, man. You got that, Mark? Ooh, that'll keep him round. Yeah, you do a bit of spotting with him. Oh, he's nice. Isn't he beautiful?
Beautiful colour, eh?
He's got an injury on his back there.
Yeah.
Oh, there's fish on my... Whoa, look at that power surge. Didn't like that. Okay, folks, we seem to have got a patch of fish here. I've got a good snapper on, I think, on a micro jig. It's a weasel in the pink Lumo. It's always been a favourite of mine. And then I've got a rod out here with titanium power flex. That's got a overhead reel and it's got a slider on it. So that's picking up anything off the bottom. The waves go up and down and sort of keep it fluctuating. And then out the back I've got my soft bait, just out there resting on the back. So I'm just waiting for something larger to pick that up. The rocking of the boat does help, so but I'm coping with this guy at the moment, so he'll definitely be a keeper. Here he comes now, so lots of bubbles coming out, but we'll be keeping this fish, so just bring him on board and I'll show you that lure if you want to see it. Whoa. There it is there. It's, I think that's only a 40-gram one, but they are fantastic lures. Always good to prospect with those. You can cast them, you can drag them just up and down. Really good. Okay, well, I've got, knowing me, I've got 3 rods out of course, and I've got 3 fish on, so I'm trying to pick the one that's the best perhaps to start with, and hopefully the others will stay on, but sometimes they get off. So we just have to go with it and get one in as soon as I can. And we've got this guy in, so we'll get this boy in. He's on the slider again. So he's a good fish. And then we move to the soft bait rod, because it was quite a good fish on that, I thought. And he's still there, so that's good. Pull him in, yeah, he feels quite good. So, and that's how it goes sometimes. So get this fish in, and then I'll go to the micro jig, and maybe there's a fish on that. Still there. So yeah, it gets a bit hectic at times, but
John just gets greedy.
you get tangled up sometimes, but
well, I've got one on as well. My line's just running now. It's got something on.
Maybe you better tend to
So
it, mate.
I might have to stop recording and carry on.
Yep.
Getting no stuff.
Okay, this is the micro jig. This is the 3rd rod. Meanwhile, I think I have a fish on the soft bait too again, but anyway, this is the micro jig, the weasel again. So we'll bring him on board, and I should use a net. Is he well hooked? He's well hooked. We'll bring him on board.
Size.
A really nice size snapper for eating, so we will keep him. Really nice Hauraki snapper. See, there's 2 hooks in these lures. Once again, the old weasel. So, good one. Okay.
Very good.
Right. Okay, well, I've had a strike on the soft bait and feels like, you know, a nice fish, so I'm bringing him up. Oh yes, I can see him. He's letting all his air out. And the lure I'm using, it's a 3/4 ounce Ocean Angler jig head with the Sexy Penny soft bait. So it's proving to be very good actually, as a lot of guys have been finding out. It's a 5-inch Sexy Penny. Nice fish, nice fish. I'll bring him in.
Beautiful fish.
Nice penny snapper. Quite a red one actually. Taking that down his gullet a little bit. We use the rag just to calm the fish a bit and hold on to him without getting cut or spiked. So yeah, 60 penny, it's basically that guy there. There's a bit of glitter and been a bit mauled. It's still going good keeper. We put some secret sauce on it. At the moment, bloody tuna. There you go, nice fish. Good keeper. We have some lines in the bottom of this tray. So we've got 30 here and 40, 50, 60. So we can just lie them in and we know what size they are. So he's about 42. Great. Right, thank you, mate. Oh, nice big swell.
Amazing,
Got a good snapper on here.
Good one.
So just working my way with him. Letting him pull a little bit, tire him out. He's on a slider. Here he comes. He's a big boy.
Beauty.
He's kaka too. He's got
Wow, what a good size snapper.
good fish. So I'll bring him on board. That's for sure. Nice fish. I haven't even had to use the drogue today because it's so calm, but we have this sort of elevated bin situation which drains into the motor well, so that's all good, keeps it dryish. And then we've got a bait board at the back, and then we've made a thing for the soft bait, and Mark's bringing another fish in there. And I've just got the soft bait on a good angle out the back, and just sits out there and drags along, pops along, and been doing very well today. So Mark's got to inspect this fish. We'll be keeping that fish because he has gobbed it, so he's definitely legal. So that's good. Okay, we've just gone to a new spot and there's definitely more fish here. I got 2 good fish hooked up. Oh yeah. Yeah, this fish actually took the lure slider on the way down, so he's up off the bottom. This rod's the Ocean Angler Power Flex Titanium, so it bends a lot of bend, but it actually works really well. Takes a lot of shock out of the line.
Big fish. Good size. Another keeper. Whoa. Pedal, pedal. Whoa, boy, whoa.
See him through the water. Yeah,
whoa, he's a good size. You'll need the net for
Yep,
that, John.
Good fish, yeah. He's definitely the fish of the day.
Oh, what
Very
a
good
beauty.
He's on a slider. It's a slider that I make myself, so not the normal one, but just make the skirts. At some stage I can show people how to do that. So interesting for a while. Get it back in the water. Good fish. I'm going to bring the fish in now.
What a good size snapper.
Foul hooked actually, so he felt a lot bigger than that. I think he actually dropped the hook halfway up and somehow it got caught in his stomach. And it's come out already, just that easy. So I've got to replace the skirt on this. It's looking terrible, so we're going to leave that one out for now. And I'm just going to pull in the other fish. He's still there. He's been fighting by himself for ages. Mark just caught this. Fantastic, about 10-12 pound snapper. So we've finished our fishing. We're up to our limit, so we've taken the limit today. And this was the last one. Just a good, really good panny. So stick them in the bin and then we're off. So it's turned out to be a great day. It's even probably better now than it was before, but we got to go, so we will. Here's a big boy. Just to summarise, today's trip started off in at OBC and we went out through past Rangi Channel, just carried on more or less straight out, got to about here checking where we were, checking the horizon with the old binoculars. There's nothing much happening actually, which was surprising because everything said there should be, but it was actually very disappointing action wise. So really it was up to just finding a spot and drift fishing or finding some sign. Anchorite just here, there was a few boats around there. Not much happening, just small fish, so we just went a little bit north of there and you start to get into these squiggles out here and that's where we drift fished and got our fish for today. So once we've done that, then we just made a bolt all the way back home. So that was today.